Good afternoon, all of you. Today, let us continue what we have studied yesterday. Now, let us write. Yesterday, we have studied relation between beta and gamma function. Now, let us have a theorem. Prove that gamma n gamma 1 minus n is equal to pi upon sine n pi. So this is the theorem here. Now we have to prove this. Let us prove this theorem. Now, so here for proving this, first we take form 1 of beta function, that is nothing but beta m comma n is equal to integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 upon 1 plus x whole power m plus n dx. Yesterday, I hope you have gone through the relation between beta and gamma function. In that also we have taken form 1 of we have used form 1 of beta function. So now when you take form 1 as well as definition, relation between beta and gamma, we can prove this. Beta of m comma n, that is nothing but relation between beta and relation between beta and gamma is nothing but gamma m gamma n upon gamma m plus n. Now we take equation 1 and equation 2. So this is this two beta definitions we take, that is beta of m comma n, that is form 1, and relation between beta and gamma. Now after taking this, now from 1 and 2 we write this as integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 upon 1 plus x whole power m plus n into dx is equal to gamma m gamma n upon gamma m plus n. After writing this, we put m plus n is equal to 1. This implies m is equal to 1 minus n. This m plus n I am taking as 1. So this unit 4 is totally we have to memorize, because when we have to take word substitution, you should remember. So here what we are doing, we are taking form 1 as well as relation between beta and gamma, and then we are comparing both, so that we got this one. So after this, we write integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 upon 1 plus x. In the place of m plus n we are writing 1. So that is equal to, so dx we have here, dx is equal to, now in the place of m we have to write 1 minus n gamma. Then we have gamma n upon, now here gamma m plus n we have to write gamma 1, as we are taking gamma, that is m plus n is equal to 1. So after taking this, in the next step we write gamma n, gamma 1 minus n is equal to, you got integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 upon 1 plus x dx. Now you take this as equation 3. So after taking this, now we have to memorize what we are taking just now. Now you write in bracket memorize. We have to take integral 0 to infinity x power 2m upon 1 plus x power 2n dx is equal to pi upon 2n cosec 2m plus 1 into pi upon 2n. This you have to memorize. Then after this we have to write, we have to take the substitution now. Put x power 2n is equal to t implies x is equal to, we can write t power 1 by 2n, and 2m plus 1 upon 2n, you take this as equal to s. After taking this, now we differentiate x so that it becomes dx is equal to 1 upon 2n t power 1 upon 2n minus 1 into dt. Now what we are doing, we are taking 2 power, here we have x power 2n, right? So that we are taking x power 2n is equal to t, so that x becomes, here this 2n goes to other side, that becomes t power 1 by 2n, and then this 2m plus 1 by 2n I am taking as s, and then I am differentiating x so that it becomes this one. So after taking this, there is some disturbance here in the camera, so wait a minute. Now let us continue from here. Now you can see here it is x power 2n we have taken, and then 2m plus 1 upon 2n is equal to s. Now we have differentiated x, and then after this let us continue so that we can substitute whatever we have taken here in the given. Now here this implies integral 0 to infinity. Now we have taken, in the place of x power 2m, we have taken t. So this becomes t power 2m upon 2n upon, in the place of 1 plus x power 2n was there, so 1 plus, in the place of x power 2n we have to write t. Then after this, is it audible now? So now, then after substitution into, in the place of dx, we have to write 1 upon 2n into t power 1 by 2n minus 1 into dt is equal to, on the other side we have taken pi by 2n into, in the place of cosec 2m plus 1 by 2n we have taken s into, we have pi. Then after this, now when you simplify this, you get integral 0 to infinity. Now you can see here we have t power 2m by 2n, and then we have here t power 1 upon 2n minus 1. So I write that as t power, here LCM is same, so I write 2m plus 1 upon 2n minus 1. This is to the power of t. Okay, then upon 1 plus t into, now here you can see this 2n and this 2n get cancels, and here we have only remaining term is dt is equal to pi into cosec s pi. Now after that, now here in the next step we can write 0 to infinity t power, as we have substituted 2m plus 1 by 2n as s, so you can write s minus 1 upon 1 plus t into dt. This is equal to, I can write pi upon sine s pi, because cosec is nothing but 1 by sine. So after writing this, in the next step we can write, as you know from the property of definite integral, we can change from t to x, that is integral of 0 a to b f of t dt is equal to integral a to b f of x dx. Now I am changing this 0 to infinity x power, in the place of s I am writing n minus 1 upon 1 plus x dx is equal to pi upon sine, in the place of s I am taking n, that is nothing but we can take as equation 4. Now from equation 3 is nothing but gamma n, we can write here from 3 and 4 gamma n, gamma 1 minus n is equal to pi upon sine n pi, hence proved. So here once you go through again, here we have asked to prove gamma n into gamma 1 minus n is equal to pi upon sine n pi. So we are taking here form 1 of beta function and a relation between beta and gamma. So both we are taking to prove here. So we have taken both and we have compared 1 and 2, so that after this we have taken m plus n is equal to 1, so that it becomes m is equal to 1 minus n, and then afterwards we have substituted m plus n is equal to 1 and m is equal to 1 minus n in the given 1 and 2, After that we got gamma 1 minus n into gamma n is equal to, I have written the same here on the other side, so that we have taken this as equation 3. After taking equation 3, now we have taken one property from this, that is nothing but integral 0 to infinity x power 2m by 1 plus x power 2n dx is equal to, and so on. This you have to memorize. Now after this again we have taken a substitution. Here x power 2n we have taken as t, and 2m plus 1 upon 2n we have taken as s, and then we have taken x is equal to t power 1 by 2n, and we have differentiated. After differentiating, now you can see we have substituted whatever x power 2n we have taken, and then whatever 2m plus 1 by 2n we have taken as s, and x power 2n as t we have substituted in this equation, in the previous equation which we have taken here to memorize. After this, here we have taken, here we have t power 2m by 2n and t power 1 by 2n minus 1. As bases are same, we have added bases, powers here. T power 2m plus 1 by 2n minus 1 upon 1 plus t is same. Here on both sides 2n get cancels, only dt will remain, is equal to, what is remain here, pi cosec s pi. Then after this, now you can see here, as we have taken 2m plus 1 by 2n as s, so t power s minus 1 upon 1 plus t into dt is equal to, cosec I am writing as 1 by sine, so pi by sine s pi. Then from the property of definite integral, again t function changes to x, so integral 0 to pi infinity x power n minus 1 by 1 plus x dx is equal to pi by sine n pi. So we are taking as equation 4. So we have taken this part, we have got this part by taking this one. So from 3 is nothing but gamma n into 1 minus n. So you can see, when from 3 and 4, in the place of integral 0 to infinity x power n minus 1 by 1 plus x dx, we are writing pi by sine n pi. So hence proved. This is the result of the given theorem. Now let us go for next. So next is very important. Equally, this is also very important, just what we did. So here, relation between beta and gamma, this theorem and the theorem which I am doing right now, that is also very important for 5 marks. So now write down, show that gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi. Gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi. This is also very important. Let us do now. Now this we prove by taking the relation between beta and gamma. So we know that beta m gamma n is equal to gamma m gamma n upon gamma m plus n. Now when you substitute here, we write here, put m is equal to n is equal to 1 by 2. Now when you substitute m is equal to n is equal to 1 by 2, now beta 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2 is equal to, now we write gamma 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2, we are substituting in the place of m and n, upon 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is nothing but, here in this relation between beta and gamma we are substituting this one. So now this becomes, now you can see here, that is nothing but 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 1. So I write here once, so gamma 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2 is gamma 1 by 2 whole square upon gamma 1 you get. So now this is equal to, gamma 1 is 1. So what you get now, gamma 1 by 2 whole square you get. This you take as equation 1. Now after taking this, now we write but, just a minute, but beta 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2 is equal to, now from the definition of beta, that is nothing but beta definition, basic definition is nothing but integral 0 to 1 x power m minus 1 into 1 minus x power 1 minus x power n minus 1 dx. So here directly I am substituting in the basic definition of beta, that is nothing but integral 0 to 1 x power m minus 1, m is 1 by 2 here, 1 by 2 minus 1 into 1 minus x whole power n minus 1, that is 1 by 2 minus 1 into dx. Now this is equal to integral 0 to 1. Now here you get x power 1 by 2 minus 1 is minus 1 by 2 into 1 minus x whole power, again this is also minus 1 by 2 into dx. Now after getting this, now what we do, we take the substitution now. So let us take the substitution now. For taking the substitution, we put, substitution is nothing but put x is equal to sine square theta comma dx is equal to, when you differentiate this, this becomes dx is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. That's nothing but when you differentiate this, sine square theta becomes 2 sine theta. Again when you differentiate sine theta, you get cos theta d theta. So now limits. Now what are the limits here? Limits are 0 and 1. Here once I'll show you, we got this one 0 to 1 x power minus 1 by 2 1 minus x power minus 1 by 2 dx. Now we are substituting in the place of x as sine square theta. Now dx as, when you differentiated dx sine theta cos theta d theta. Now lower limit is 0. So when x is equal to 0 implies theta becomes 0, as I have shown in the previous problem once. When x is equal to 1 implies theta becomes pi by 2. Here we have to substitute. Now after taking limits, now when you come to the problem, now limit, when 0 we have 0, when you have 1 we got pi by 2. We are changing x in terms of theta now. Now we have, when you go through previous, now in the place of x we have to write sine square theta, in the place of 1 minus x we have to write 1 minus sine square theta. So when you write this, you get sine square theta whole power minus 1 by 2 into 1 minus sine square theta whole power minus 1 by 2. In the place of dx you have to write 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. Now after this you can see this becomes what, integral 0 to pi by 2, you get sine theta power minus 2 by 2. In the same way this becomes 1 minus sine square theta is nothing but, we can write in denominator, or else you can write here 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta. So we can write cos theta whole power minus 2 by 2, and here we write 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. After writing this, this is equal to integral 0 to pi by 2, this becomes what, sine theta whole power minus 1, and here this becomes cos theta whole power minus 1, and here we have 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. After this, when you have sine theta power minus 1, I can take 1 upon sine theta, and this cos theta power minus 1 I take 1 upon cos theta into 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. Now when you cancel this, when you cancel sine theta cos theta, now the remaining term is 2 integral 0 to pi by 2, I am taking this 2 outside, integral 0 to pi by 2 d theta. This is remained. Now after this, when you integrate this, that is nothing but 1 into d theta, so you get 2 into theta. What are the limits here? 0 to pi by 2. Now when you apply the limits, then this implies 2 into pi by 2 minus 0, that is equal to 2 into pi by 2. So now when you cancel 2, then you get pi now from 1. So here, from where we have started, from beta of 1 comma beta of, you can see what we have where we have stopped, from where we have started, from beta 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2 we have started, and this we have used a relation between beta and gamma. We have substituted m and n is equal to 1 by 2. From that you got beta 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2, we got gamma 1 by 2 whole square, we have taken equation 1. Then we have taken basic definition of beta, that is nothing but beta of m comma n is equal to integral 0 to 1 x power m minus 1 into 1 minus x whole power n minus 1 dx. In that we have substituted in the place of m and n as 1 by 2, and we have proceeded by substituting x is equal to sine square theta. Then you got all this what we have done here, and then we got pi. So now from 1, what is 1 here now? Beta of 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2 is equal to gamma 1 by 2 whole square. So now in this we can directly substitute, that is nothing but we got beta of 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2, we got pi is equal to, we can write gamma 1 by 2 whole square. Now when you take out the square, then this becomes gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi. So this is the important relation this we use in different problems. Wherever you get gamma 1 by 2, directly we substitute as root pi. So this is very important for exam point of view, you will get for 5 marks. So relation between beta and gamma, and then we have just now completed the property, that is a theorem, that is gamma n into gamma 1 minus n is equal to pi upon sine n pi, and this theorem, that is gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi, are equally important for 5 marks. Now let us go for next. Next is this, what we are doing now will come for 3 marks. Now this is also very important, let us do that. Now this is the question, we can say, show that integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi upon 2. Now let us do this one. For doing this, we have, first we take given. What is given here? Given is integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Now here again we have to put x square is equal to t. when you put x square is equal to t, this implies x is equal to, you get root t. When you take out the square, this becomes what? Root t. After this, when you differentiate x, this becomes dx is equal to 1 upon 2 root t dt. Then after this, when you substitute in the given, this becomes, and let us take the limits here. Limits are, as x is equal to 0 implies t is equal to, let us see here. Here when you put x is equal to 0 here in this place, then t is equal to what? 0. Then when x is equal to infinity implies t is equal to infinity. Now when you substitute in the given, then this becomes integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to integral 0 to infinity e power, in the place of x square we have taken t, so we write e power minus t into, here in the place of dx we have to write 1 upon 2 root t into dt. So after writing that, this is equal to, now here I can take the constant outside, that is 1 by 2 integral 0 to infinity e power minus t into, here we can write 1 upon root t dt. Then in next step we write this is equal to 1 upon 2 and then integral 0 to infinity e power minus t into t power minus 1 by 2. I can write this because here root t is nothing but t power 1 by 2. So when you take to the numerator, this becomes t power minus 1 by 2. Now in the next step, this is equal to 1 upon 2 integral 0 to infinity e power minus t into t power, I can write this as 1 by 2 minus 1 into dt. Minus 1 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 minus 1. When you simplify this, again you get minus 1 by 2. Now I think you have recalled gamma definition, that is nothing but gamma n is equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus t into t power, that is nothing but x power n minus 1 into dx. Actually I'll write here the definition of gamma n. Gamma n is equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus x into x power n minus 1 into dx. This is the definition of gamma. So when you see, when you compare this, we'll get here 1 upon 2. I'll write directly as 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2, because here n is nothing but 1 by 2. So we get half gamma 1 by 2. So this is equal to 1 upon 2 into, just now we did gamma 1 by 2 is nothing but root pi. So I write here root pi. So what you have started from, therefore integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi by 2. This is the answer for the given problem. Now let us do for next. Next problem is let's take next one, that is show that integral 0 to minus infinity to 0 e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi by 2. In the previous, you can see it was In the previous it was integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Now in this problem it is given integral minus infinity to 0 e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi by 2. Now when you solve this, first we write given is nothing but minus infinity to 0 e power minus x square dx. Now here we take x is equal to minus t. This is all you have to remember. Now dx is equal to minus dt. Now when you substitute in the given, then this becomes therefore integral minus infinity. Here limits, let us see the limits now. When as x is equal to minus infinity implies t is equal to, you get infinity, because in the place of x when you substitute minus infinity, that is nothing but here we have in the lower limit is minus infinity. When you substitute minus infinity is equal to minus t, minus minus get cancels, t is equal to infinity. This you should be very careful while taking this limit. So x is equal to 0 implies t is equal to 0. Now what is given here? Minus infinity to 0 e power minus x square dx is equal to, now when you take the limit in the place of minus infinity as infinity and in the place of 0 0 e power, now in the place of x we have to take minus t. So here we have minus, and then in the place of x we have to write minus t whole square, that becomes t square, because minus minus get cancels, that is nothing but minus of minus plus. So e power minus t square into dx is nothing but minus dt. Now as we have minus here, when you have minus, then if you take out this minus, then limits will be changed. Now I can write this as 0 to infinity e power minus t square dt. Now when you go for the previous result, there is nothing but that is given here e power integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi by 2. Now when you see this integral 0 to infinity e power minus t square dt, then we can write directly as root pi by 2. Don't think that here we have t and there we have x. We have a property of definite integral. From that you can change this. There is nothing but integral 0 to infinity, it becomes e power minus x square dx. This is the answer for the given problem. Now next, this was asked mostly for 2 marks, so try to practice this. Don't neglect this, because this is also very important. So show that whatever I am doing here, the problems which I have collected from the previous question papers, these are repeated and somewhat, I mean, if you don't get this one, if you know how to do, if you know the properties and definitions and different forms of beta and gamma, then easily you can do. So the practice is needed here. So now next problem is integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi. Now let us do this one. Now again here given. So what is given here? Integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus x square dx. Now I can write this as you know from the properties of definite integral, when you have integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, then when you have a even function, when f of x is a even function, then you write 2 integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Here I write here, since integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx can be written as 2 into integral 0 to infinity f of x dx. Now this is when we take this, when f of x is even. You remember this. Now something we have the property like integral minus b to a or minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. You can take this. Yes. Now after this, now when you go to the problem, now here we have 2 integral 0 to infinity e power minus x squared dx. Now when you go for the previous problem was integral minus infinity to 0 e power minus x square dx. So here when you got this, there is nothing but here what we want, integral 0 to infinity, it was this one, integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is root pi by 2. Now you got this integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is nothing but 2 into, you can write root pi by 2 from the previous problem. Now when you cancel this 2, answer will be root pi. So this is the way we do the problem. Now let us go for next. Now we write here, once we write the complete definition of beta, complete definition of gamma, and then we'll go for problems based on beta and gamma. Now let us write now complete definition. Once we write here complete definition of gamma n. Now here let us write gamma n is equal to e power, that is nothing but 0 to infinity e power minus x power n minus 1 into dx, comma, if n greater than 0, and this one n plus 1 upon n, that is gamma n plus 1 upon n, comma, if n not equal to 0, comma, minus 1, comma, minus 2, comma, and so on. Now remember here we have to know here two important things here. One is here this is n greater than 0. N greater than 0 is nothing but a positive integer, and here n not equal to 0, minus 1, minus 2, and so on, in the sense here n is not equal to negative integer. What is positive integer and what is negative integer? Positive integer are nothing but from 1 to infinity, that are nothing but positive numbers, or you can say that are natural numbers. And here, and one thing you have to remember, that 0 is not a positive nor a negative number. Here negative integers are minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on up to minus infinity. Remember that negative integers are from, we can take minus 1, minus 2, and so on. Positive integers n greater than 0. We can't include 0 here. And negative fraction is not a negative integer. Remember this. Negative integer is not a negative fraction is not a negative integer. So here this is the definition which we use in the coming problems. Is it visible now? Is it blur? Is it visible now? Okay. So what we have written here, what we have discussed right now, there's nothing but here we take the definition of gamma n when n is greater than 0. That is nothing but when n is a positive integer, and here n is not equal to 0, -1 and so on, -2, in the sense these are all negative integers. Okay, so we take only these definitions for positive integers. And another thing I have told you, that negative fraction is not a negative integer. Okay, now let us do problems based on beta and gamma function. Now let us do first problem. Write down problems. This is first problem. First problem is find gamma 11 by 2. Someone has told that he can't hear. Is not my voice audible now? Is it audible now? No. Let us do this problem. That's nothing but find gamma 11 by 2. Now let us write solution. We know that we have just now I have written here, that is nothing but gamma n is equal to gamma n plus 1 upon n. So from that definition, that is nothing, from that definition I can write gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. Now when you substitute in this one, let us see. I write here gamma 11 by 2 is equal to, I can write gamma 11 by 2 as 9 by 2 plus 1. 9 by 2 plus 1 is 11 by 2. Now when you have gamma n plus 1, we can write n gamma n. So I write this as 9 by 2 gamma 9 by 2. After writing this, again we write this as 9 by 2 gamma. Here in the place of 9 by 2 I write 7 by 2 plus 1. Now again from this we write 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into gamma 7 by 2. Now for this 7 by 2 I write 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into gamma 5 by 2 plus 1. That I can write 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into gamma 5 by 2. Likewise we have to continue so that we can get the last result, that is 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 gamma 3 by 2 plus 1. Again when you write this, then this becomes 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. Then after this we can write this as 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2 plus 1. That is nothing but gamma 1 by 2 plus 1 is gamma 3 by 2. Now this can be written as 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2. Now this is equal to, now gamma 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2 is nothing but root pi. So we stop here. If you know, if you have calculator, then you can calculate 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 1 by 2. Whatever result you get, you just multiply with root pi. So that will be the answer. That is gamma 11 by 2 is equal to this one. So This will be asked for 2 marks. Now let us go for next problem. Let us do this here. Now next question is find gamma minus 7 by 2. Now again what we did in the previous, we do the same here also. So hope you will do this you do as homework. Use the same what we did here. You will get the answer. I'll write here answer as 2 power 4 upon 7 into 5 into 3 into 1 into root pi. This is the answer you get for this problem. You try at home. Now we'll go for next. Next question is show that number 1 beta m plus 1 comma n is equal to m upon m plus n into beta m comma n comma m greater than 0 comma n greater than 0. Now second bit beta m comma n plus 1 is equal to n upon m plus n beta m comma n comma m greater than 0 n greater than 0. Now this is the next problem, third problem. Now let us do this. For doing first bit, again we use the relation between beta and gamma function. That is nothing but beta of m comma n is equal to gamma m gamma n upon gamma n plus n. We take the definition of this one. Now in the first bit you can see beta of m plus 1 comma n is given. So I write here beta m plus 1 comma n is equal to, in the place of m I am writing m plus 1. So it becomes m plus 1 gamma n upon, in the place of m I am writing m plus 1 plus n. Then after this, now when you go for the next step, when you simplify this is equal to, now I can write gamma m plus 1, that is nothing but just now we have done, that is gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. This we have just now we used in the problems. So here we have gamma m plus 1. So instead of gamma m plus 1, from this property we can write m gamma m into gamma n upon, now here also we have gamma, this is in the form of gamma m plus n plus 1. This can be written as gamma m plus n plus 1. So when you have this one, this again when you use this gamma m in the gamma m plus n if you take as n plus 1, then again we can use this same. So I write here, that is nothing but m plus n gamma m plus n. Now beta of m plus 1 comma n is equal to, now you can see here we have m by m plus n. This is nothing but m by m plus n into, now when you see the relation between beta and gamma, that is gamma m gamma n by gamma m plus n. So in this place I can write beta of m comma n, hence proved. So this is the first bit. Now second bit is homework for you. You do homework second bit.